Somebody call for the queen. Dagger.
Yeah. I never did anybody, but I got something to do with that. I got the streets on my back, carry it like I'm moving them. I told him to like he trying to move it up. It was like 11 in the morning, skipping school, that's what truancy about it. I made me some rest in the morning, I had me a pop by the morning, I had me some breaks by the morning, I had a six by the morning, I got on a meat on the morning, the rats keep me up on the ocean, I had a in my shoulder, you got a picture, you got the picture me, Pacific ice on my ocean, ready for war like I'm Russian, ladies should never look luggage, my diamonds they tussling, my neck and my belly on, they calling for me and they, you want me like me and I look, yeah, her Rex on her, yeah, big Rex better calm down, yeah, if you go around, come around, yeah, whole squad, yeah, squad goes on the, yeah, make some orange gel on my toes, yeah, Farrakhan glass for the trolls, yeah, you can go and get mad, jumping in the bed with two dot team, man, who's you?
Coach, we find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Today we continue on in Wildcard Weekend with a great AFC matchup between the Baltimore Ravens and the Denver Broncos. The battle for the Lamar Hunt Trophy begins as we're underway in this AFC Wildcard game. And the mile-high air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First carry now for Alex Collins. He spins free and able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Double tight. Hey, guys, check me out.
Set! Woody! Pretty high,
On second down, Collins. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. Leaves them with 3rd and just a yard.
Nowhere, baby, nowhere. Let's go. Way to go, D. Way to go, D. Double tight.
Great!
3 down. Hey, check. 3 down.
Setting up to throw, Flacco. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. That's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
We'll call that a 49-yard punt with a return of just 2. And it'll be 1st and 10 Broncos from deep in their own territory. Keenum going to lead the Broncos up now 1st and 10 at their own 15.
You got three down.
Cut! My 20!
Check, 48's the mic. Check, 48's the mic.
On 1st and 10, here's Keenum. Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Solid way to start the drive, 13 yards, picking up the first.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
on 1st down, Keenum looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender.
Very left.
Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Now Keenum throwing on 2nd. Sutton reeling it in on the left side. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a 1st down.
Well, from their point of view, this game could not be starting out much better, could it? Force a punt on defense, and now they're moving it crisply on offense.
Crisply, I like that.
Like that?
Yeah, moving it very, very well. Looks like the defense on their heels a little bit. You put a score in here, long way to go, but you're right, that's a heck of a start.
Yeah, and I think this is where the play caller is looking at his play sheet and saying, do I have that dagger play? Do I have that play and just finish them off right now? Because I think they'd love to gain that big advantage early.
Keenum now on 1st down. Throw left side complete. That's Sutton. Past the 20. And all of a sudden they're knocking on the door inside Baltimore's 10. And that one results in 35 yards. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
Cut! Round 20! Get high!
They'll give it to Nixon, and they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
Let's go,
Moves back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here.
Strong right. Strong right.
Cut! Like 20!
Keenum now to throw. And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
But when you're going up against a talented receiver like that, you just know that they're going to bring more people to him, right? They're going to double cover him every chance they get.
I think that is what we're going to see all game long. An early taste of that double, maybe even sometimes triple coverage we might see.
Yeah, I think what they're counting on, his talent to sometimes beat that double coverage.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10.
Here goes the hot! Like 20! Like down!
Push him back.
From the gun, it's Keenum. And caught by Sanders. Touchdown, Broncos. Emmanuel Sanders from 10 yards out. And the Broncos have taken the early lead. Well, we knew they had the crowd on their side. Their defense has already made a stop, and now here's an opening drive touchdown.
Yeah, how about the defense making the stop, offense feeling their momentum that they've generated, and turning into points on their side. So now you've got a team working together, and they got the crowd involved fully on their side in this ball game.
And in this playoff atmosphere, that 12th man means even more. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Set. Ready.
The drive starts with a run by Collins. A beautiful spin and room to run. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
I know that play went to the left side, and that's what it was designed to do, an outside handoff there. But how about the whole offensive line being involved? Seal the left side where the play was going, what they call play side. But how about on the back side? Just taking care of business to make sure no one can get there and disrupt it.
Is the biggest key the left tackle?
Without a doubt. Control that edge. Get out there. You want that left tackle or bring your tight end over there. Either way, control the edge of the line of scrimmage. You got a chance to rumble.
The All-Pro Von Miller there on the tackle.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end.
Behind. Set. Wait. Set. Waiting.
Flacco from midfield. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion.
Red. Set. Like 80.
Got four now.
Ready, high.
From the gun, Flacco. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line.
For a rookie first-rounder, he's made a huge impact on this defense, but that tells me that they had a plan for him when they drafted him. Just turn him loose, do what you do best, go get the quarterback.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. And coming out now, the Broncos. Now they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in this 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
Keenum going to lead the Broncos up now 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
48, Mike. 48.
High.
Hey, pick your
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
last stop.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
That's 2nd and 7 from the 23.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Tight on the right.
Set. Right 20.
To throw on 2nd down is Keenum. Sanders has it over the middle. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Keenum now already over 100 yards passing in just this first quarter. It's 1st and 10.
Hey, 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 hey.
Hey, Mike's right.
Out of the gun, Keenum. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Sutton. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Let's go,
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
Go, go.
Run! Right 20!
Mike, the 48 right now. Let's go.
Mary left, Mary left.
Here we go.
From the gun, here's Keenum. Over the middle, complete. That's Sanders. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. But it looked like, fortunately, the Broncos able to recover. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. And you probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. Mixon with a 1st down carry. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Back alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Bronco football to begin quarter number 2. They've got a 2nd down and 8 to start things out.
If you require medical assistance, please contact a nearest doctor or security person or proceed to an emergency medical services station available throughout the streaming.
Three down.
Here goes the hot. Right 20.
48.
Here goes the hot.
Here we go.
Back to throw, Keenum. Throw left side, complete. That's Sutton. And he gets it down to the 32. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Watch tight. Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right.
Here goes the hot. Round 20.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
And McManus able to put it through. And the lead moves to 10-zip. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Oh, twisting away. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
Set. 20.
first and 10 here for Flacco. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Give him 30 yards there.
Well, from an offense's perspective, that sure was pretty because the corner route is extremely difficult to defend from my perspective.
What we just saw there, is that sort of the evolution of the tight end position?
Yeah, I think it is because more and more, tight ends are being treated like wide receivers. These are some agile players who can make a play in any spot on the field.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up first and 10.
Tight end right.
Set. 20.
First and 10, and Flacco looking to throw. That's caught over the middle by Hurst. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. He got 29 yards that time.
Not too many teams will use a first-round pick on a tight end, so you know that when one does, he's got to be pretty darn special.
A small example of why they took him in the first round there. Nice little catch and run to get the good yardage. First red zone chance now for the Ravens. They've got a first and 10 at the 17.
Hey, guys, check me out.
Set. 20. Rocket. 3 wide.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
Keep playing hard, fellas. All game. Let's get it.
Monday.
Tighty's on Ringo.
3 wide. Set. Black 80. Monday.
48.
On second down, Flacco to throw. And that is incomplete. That one was intended for John Brown. And it's third down.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
4 down. Alert. Check. 48's the mic. Check. 48.
Operating out of the gun, Flacco. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points, not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football that says finish on it? Because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see.
Set. Like 20. Hey, orange.
On first and 10, Keenum. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, second and 3.
I got you, boy.
Set. Like 20.
On second down, here's Keenum. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 8 yards on the pick. Up there, and it moves the sticks.
Let's go, let's go.
Three down. Hey!
Here goes the hot. Right 20.
A hit off to Mixon, and nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Four down.
Here goes the hot. Blue 20.
48 to Mike.
Right 20 hot.
I got one.
Keenum to throw on second down. And Sutton hauls it in over the middle. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Tight right. You got three.
Here goes the hot. Right 20.
48.
On 1st down, Keenum. Looking left side, and he's got him in. It's Sutton, and he'll go down at the 28. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down.
Strong right.
Hey, hot. Here goes the hot. Right 20.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here
Hey,
defensively.
Orange. Here goes the hot. Round 20.
We got 4.
Shotgun snap for Keenum. Dumps it off to Mixon. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Let's go.
Keenum now, pretty remarkable. 14 of 15 through the air, only 1 incompletion. And another 1st and 10 here.
Hey, we got 3 down.
Run. Right 20.
Check 9.
Keenum now to throw. That's caught left side by Jake Butt. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Here goes the hot. Blue 20.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back with more AFC playoff action after this timeout.
Here goes the hot. White 20.
On second down, here's Keenum. To Mixon on the check down. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
And into the red zone now, and Charles, they told us offense in the red zone was a focus this week in practice.
A huge priority, and the key was to get points, so you know that all the time during the week they talked about executing, taking care of the football, no big mistakes, make sure they put points on the board and come out of it with that.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Let's go, let's go.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Tight end's right. Tight end's right.
Here goes the hot. White 20.
Hey, we got 4. We got 4 down. 4 down.
Again, it's Keenum. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
Here goes the hot. White 20. Hot.
Keenum throwing once more. And it's caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. A great play there from 6 yards away. And the Broncos will extend their lead. McManus now for the extra point. McManus's point after is good. And the lead is now 17-3. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Now Jones. Able to spin free. And he will be marked down right there at the 20-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you've got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Set! Set! Ready!
On first down, Flacco. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Now, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Ready!
Flacco to throw again on second down. Over the middle here to Brown. And he's able to get up here to the 26. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. The Ravens on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Hey, Monday! Ready!
From the gun, Flacco. Looking for Snead, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brandon Marshall. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
Hey, boys, we got four down. Run! 20! Check. Here we go, boys. Right, 48. Crunch time, defense.
Here's a give to Nixon. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Now, before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action.
Here goes the hot. Right 20. Check pass. 48.
Now Joe Mixon. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down and 6.
Run! Here comes the boom. I see you, boy.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. And McManus able to put it through. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup, as now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
it certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Watch tight. Tight ends right.
Tight. Like 20.
Hey, alert 48. Alert. Hey, we gonna.
And the pitch goes to Mixon. And some space here. He's still barreling through. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Denver has the first down, the play going for 15 yards. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Tight end right. Tight end right.
On 53. Tight. Like 20.
From midfield, here's Keenum. Over the middle, open is Thomas. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
4 down. 4.
Here goes the hot. Like 20.
Mike, 49.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley run. And down inside the 15 he goes. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Tight ends Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo.
Run. Like 20.
From the red zone, it's Keenum. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Emmanuel Sanders, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Broncos will add on to their lead. Well, look, this is a team, Charles, they faced adversity all year long. They had to fight and claw to win that division, but they're putting it all together here in the wild card game.
It feels like a statement, doesn't it? An absolute statement game, a message to the top seeds. Overlook us at your own peril. We're pretty darn good.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. 50 move. And now running right through him. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create.
Now a hit, and Flacco drops the football. It's loose. The Broncos say they have it. They do.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, it's going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Jam. Here goes the hot. Blue 20.
They'll try to get the run game going. This is Mixon. Oh, and now he bowls him over. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
Let's go, let's go.
Double tight, guys, double tight. Alert, alert.
Here goes the high. Like 20.
Again, it's Mixon. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. Well, I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Let's go, let's go. On. Go, doctor, doctor. Here goes the hot. Like 20.
Hey, alert, 40.
Mixon. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Two times. 4 down, 4 down.
Here goes the hot. Like 20.
He's checking, he's checking, he's checking. Crash, crash.
Like 20 hot.
This is Mixon. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3.
Hot. Blue 20. Hot.
Here's Keenan. And caught by Sanders. Touchdown, Broncos.
Touchdown, baby. Keep it rolling.
Emmanuel Sanders saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Broncos add on.
You have fun with this one, partner?
I am. I mean, he's been fun to watch under center.
We always talk about, getting to the next level, right? When we see people get into the zone, this guy's in the master class right now. What a performance he's putting on, just carving them up.
4 touchdown passes. Carving him up is right. Seems like everything he throws is going to be a completion and going in the end zone. Now Jones. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Double tight. Double tight.
They go again with Collins. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Single.
3rd down. Flacco needs a decent chunk of yardage. And this one is incomplete.
Well, we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And last time out, another touchdown, and I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the fourth quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats?
Who?
You and me, trying to get to the airport. The roads will be fairly clear by the time we have to leave the booth.
Hey, we got 3.
Here goes the hot. Like 20.
They'll start here with a give to Mixon. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
God, like 20.
Once again, they run with Mixon. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, in on the stop.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
Just beating the play clock. Keenum. Got him in. He finds Sanders. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
Here goes the hot.
And they'll run it here. And he stopped immediately there. Terrell Suggs in on the tackle.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Here goes the hot.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Welcome back now to Denver. It's Bronco football, and they also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th. The Broncos on 3rd down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 7.
Hey, 4 down.
God.
Mixon with it. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
Yeah, let me puff out my chest a little bit, even though I'm not rooting for either team. But that was a really nice defensive play. It's awfully fun to watch, even in an offensive game.
And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. And now here come the Ravens. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
They'll begin the drive with Collins. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Flacco looks to throw, and it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore 1st down.
It's really come into vogue to talk about the different gaps that the defense tries to attack in an offensive line. And most of the time we're talking about blitzes. How many times have you heard double A-gap blitz? Well, where is the A-gap? It's the space between the center and the guards, either side. So when you're having a double A-gap blitz, that's 2 guys coming through that gap. In this situation, though, that A-gap wasn't open for the defense to exploit. The offensive line took care of it, protected it, and moved the defensive guys out of the way to allow for that nice run.
3 down, 3 down.
Here's a 1st down run for Collins. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's the linebacker, Brandon Marshall, there on the tackle.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Again, it's Collins. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right. It might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU.
On 3rd down, this is Collins. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
Let's go, fellas. We got 4 down. Let's go.
Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. Well, this ball game certainly has gotten a little out of hand. This is normally when they say you got to fill. This is fill time for guys like you and I. But, you know, to be frank, just a dominating performance. Really impressive what we've seen.
It is, and I'm glad that you went in that direction because otherwise we're going to have to talk about the museum tour we took yesterday.
Which was also impressive.
Which was also very impressive. But this game, how they've done it, offense, defense, special teams, they've put it all together. And I got to tell you, I am beyond impressed by what I've seen from this team.
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
3 down, 3 down.
Here goes the high.
Now they try the right side here. Space to maneuver at the 40 as he'll get this one up to the 44-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco 1st down.
A good run there off right tackle in an old school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
4 down, 4 down.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Watch tight. Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right.
Here goes the high.
On second down, Freeman. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
The Broncos on third down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Marquette King now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. Here's Marquette King now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. The Ravens offense now, they get set to head back on the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So through 3 quarters, he's going to lighten up now. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Darian Stewart there to bring him down.
And, Brandon, every running back wants to use their speed in order to get out in front of things. Sometimes you just have to be patient, let blocks develop. On that play, that didn't happen.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. The Ravens on third down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll try to run forward with Collins. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of